Thank you, everyone, for holding. We are now joined with head coach Willie Fritz of Georgia Southern. If you have a question for Coach Fritz, please press *1 to get in the queue to ask questions at this time. Again, that's *1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Georgia Southern is coming off of a 45-10 victory at Troy last week and now prepares for a game at Georgia this week in Athens. That game will kick off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and will be televised on ESPNU. Coach Fritz, before we get to questions, please give us your thoughts on the game against Troy last week and the upcoming game against Georgia.
Well, we didn't start off real fast against Troy. We're down 10-0, and I believe the first 3.5 minutes of the game, I had to turn over our first play offense, and they took the ball right down the field and scored against us. But from that point forward, I thought we really played well. Offense, defense, and kicking game. Ran the ball well, had over 300 yards rushing, and control the clock. I think we had the ball for 42 minutes and 55 seconds, and defensively we created some takeaways, particularly in the second half, and did a good solid job covering kicks in the return game. So we were very pleased with our effort. We had some time off in between games, and you're always concerned that maybe sometimes you get in the speed of the game after having all that time off, and it's hard to adjust to. But our guys after the first few minutes did a really nice job.
Thank you very much, Coach. As a reminder to our members of the media, please press *1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Our first questions come from the Athens Banner-Herald. Caller, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach. It's Mark Weiser in Athens. I want to ask you about going up against Georgia's offense and how you feel about defensively, how you might match up with, I guess, West Virginia put up a lot of passing yards, maybe App State more rushing. How do you feel about the ability to stop them, either on the run or through the pass?
Well, they've got a bunch of big, fast guys. What you expect out of an SEC team, and a team that's had so much success as Georgia. So, we're going to have to, take our chances, obviously, with playing some zone coverage and, stacking the box, maybe playing some man as well. And, the big thing we just got to do is, play with leverage and tackle and try not to give the big play, particularly in the run game against them. And then they're going to take some shots downfield, and last week we did a good job staying over the top. We need to do the same thing this week as well in order to be successful defensively.
Another thing I want to ask is, I know how well you guys run the ball. Do you ideally like to have a little bit more balance, or are you okay with rushing and passing disparity that's there on your offense?
Well, you get into a game and you have a plan, and then things start working, and you kind of start tilting towards, that, whether it's run or pass. And we're always going to run the ball a bunch, but we're going to have to take some shots ourselves, and we came really close on. We hit a couple, and should have had 3 wide open TDs just last week. So we're going to take our shots as well, and if they're having their eyes in the wrong place, hopefully we can make them pay for it and have a big play out of it. So we're always going to try to play action pass and about 10 times a game and see if we can get some big plays out of it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Our next questions come from Macon, Georgia. Caller, please identify yourself and go ahead.
Hey, Coach Fritz. This is Justin Banks at the Telegraph. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. First question, you guys are preparing for Georgia, obviously. Isaiah McKenzie's been a big deal this year in the return game. How are you preparing for somebody like that who can, break a game open with one play?
I'm taking suggestions if you got any for me. We're obviously he's a dynamic return guy. Kind of blew the game open last week. And, tremendous speed, and he runs north-south. And we just got to do a great job at coverage. It's more difficult than people think it is to kick away from somebody. And sometimes when you do that, you lose. Field position as well. So, we're just going to have to do a tremendous job of covering and doing a good job of locating, our kicks where we want them to be located and, And and then we had that opportunity to play with leverage and tackle, but you're right, he's a very, very dangerous return guy.
You guys,
they got a bunch. As a matter of fact, they got a bunch of guys that are dangerous in the return game.
Yeah, you guys have obviously been in a situation like this before. A couple of years ago against Florida, it's another SEC team, not having the best year, obviously for their program, but still getting back on track, I guess, for them. How do you go into a game thinking upset when you're playing a big school like the SEC?
Well, we don't talk about upset or whatever. We put in the same exact preparation for this game as we did last week, what we'll do next week. I think the game will probably hype itself a little bit for our players. I'm not naive enough to think it wouldn't, but we're going to do the same thing as far as preparation is concerned, and really we're going to worry about the process and just prepare to the very best of our ability and then go out and compete on Saturday.
Thanks, Justin. Our next questions come from Anthony Dasher in Athens, Georgia. Anthony, please go ahead.
Coach Fritz, just real quick, for those who haven't seen Matt Breida, what kind of running back will Georgia expect, and what has he meant to your program the last 2 years?
Well, he's done a great job. He had one carry the year before I got here. It's kind of an unknown guy, when I got in here. He just tremendous speed. It can do everything. Can run inside, even though he's not a real big guy. Gets on the perimeter, and he's one of the fastest guys we have, and he'll block and catch the ball. Just a really good overall back, and he's a home run hitter without question. He gets out there in open spaces. It's hard to catch him.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anthony. We will go back to Justin from the Macon Telegraph. Justin, if you have one more follow-up question, you can please go ahead.
Yeah, just one more quick question. You guys are coming into this game kind of, you are back on track after losing to App State. What are some things that you're looking forward to this week as far as as a whole for the preview of the game?
Well, I just want the guys to, we want to prepare them as a coaching staff, number one, and make sure they're as prepared as possible, to play against Georgia, and then also just get out there and compete. That's the thing I've always been impressed with about our guys. Last week we're down 10-0, and our guys just kept fighting and didn't hear anything about it on the sideline, and just going out and competing and playing to the best of our ability, it's going to be a big-time challenge without question. These are big guys, and they're fast guys, and they're very well coached as well. So, we just want to get out there and play the best of our ability like we do every week.
Thank you so much, Coach Fritz. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin, and thank you, Coach Fritz. That's all the questions we have for you today. We appreciate your time.